Hello and welcome to PELWELL Pilates. We're going to focus on basic mat Pilates to strengthen your core, your booty, basically all over, but the emphasis for Pilates is on core strengthening and stability. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's begin. Top or in an all fours position. So we're going to start in this position with the knees under the hips and then the wrists under the shoulders, and from there lower onto the forearms. So now you have your elbows underneath the shoulders. Pull the abdominals in so your core is nice and strong, so we're not kind of just slouching here and letting ourselves dump into the shoulders. So find that stability, find that engagement. Flex the right foot and then take the flexed foot up to the ceiling and then lower the knee back down to the floor. So we're keeping this 90-degree bend in the knee, and we're just gently pressing the foot up and taking it down. At the top, try to get your thigh parallel with the floor. So really focusing on the hamstring and the booty here. If you find that you're leaning into the left side too much as you take the right foot up, just extend the left arm out to the side and keep the weight even between your right arm and your left leg. On the next one, hold this leg up. We're gonna do a half range motion, so halfway down and back up. So really squeezing through the glute and through the hamstrings. I hope you start to feel it in the booty. Make sure you're keeping that 90-degree bend in the knee. Make sure you're flexing the foot like you're trying to push the ceiling away from you. On the next one, hold it up. We're going to put those two together. So from the top, you're going to come halfway down and back up, and then all the way down and back up. So you have a half range of motion and then a full range of motion rep. So really digging deep into the glute. Make sure you're staying connected with your breathing here, so we're not holding the breath. And two, make sure that you're keeping that core strong. So again, we're not just letting everything kind of dump to the floor. Everything's engaged here. We're pressing through the forearms to work the shoulders. We're keeping the core engaged. The next time you're up, hold. We're gonna point the toes now and then extend the leg out long and curl it back in. So a gentle hamstring curl. Try to keep the thigh and the knee parallel with the floor, so we're not letting the leg fall down. At this point, your leg might feel kind of heavy. Really digging deep into that hamstring and that booty. Stay with me, you got this. Pilates is great for stabilization and core strengthening, but that doesn't mean that it's easy, so stay with me. The next time you're straight, hold and then lower and lift your straight leg. Tapping the shoelace part of the foot to the floor and then lifting that leg straight back up. Keep pressing through the shoulders. I know as the lower body gets tired, it's easy to kind of dump into the upper body, but stay focused, you got this. The next time it's up, hold, and we're just gonna do a small little pulse. So it's like a 1 inch to a 2 inch movement, really getting deep into that muscle. Hold, bend the leg and keep pulsing. And slowly release that knee back down. Whew, I hope you felt that in your booty. Press yourself up and just sit back on the heels and let the booty cheek stretch out. Awesome job. Fun part about Pilates though, we got two parts to our body, so now we get to the exact same thing on the other side. So come back into your all fours tabletop position. Lower onto the forearms. Flex the left foot this time. Keeping that 90-degree bend in the knee, we just lift and lower that leg. Keep your core nice and strong. Keep pressing through the arms so we're not dumping into the shoulders. And again, if you feel like you're leaning too much onto the right this time, extend the right arm out to the side, tenting the fingers to kind of press yourself back over to the left. Really good job. Stay with me here. Just a couple more, and then we're going to go into those half range reps. Hold it at the top, and now from the top halfway down and back up. Try to keep your hips, your ribs, your chest, all of that square to the floor, so we're not opening anything up to the side. We really want to focus on the booty and the hamstring, not the outside of the hips or the inner thighs, so really keep everything square. On the next one, hold at the top. We're now going to combine those two. So you come halfway down and up, and then all the way down and up. So putting those two moves together. Feel that booty. The next time you're at the top, hold. We're gonna point the toe now and then straighten that leg and curl it back in. So nice and easy hamstring curls. Keep the upper body stable. Keep pressing yourself up and out of the shoulder joints. Keep your core nice and strong. The next time that leg is straight, hold, and now we're gonna lift and lower with a straight leg. So keep flowing here. As you do this, your right hip might try to start to open to the side, so you really need to activate the core. Keep your hips nice and square to the floor so we can really isolate the glute and that hamstring. And if being on the forearms feels too much for the shoulders, feel free to come up on the hands, but as you do that, just make sure you don't start to sag the chest and sink into those shoulders. The next time the leg is up, hold, and we're gonna go into that pulse. A little 1 to 2 inch movement, nothing too big. Bend the leg to that 90 degree and again pulse. Slowly bring the knee back down, sit back on the hips and stretch it out. Nice job. All right, whichever leg you started with first. So for me, that was my right. We're gonna lay on that hip. So for me, I'm gonna lay onto my right side. If you start with your left, no problem, just start on your left side. Go ahead and lower all the way down. You can hold the head up in the hand, or if it's more comfortable, come to a full extension, resting the head onto the bicep. Bend your bottom leg just for stability, and then float your top leg to the line up with your hip flexor. So we're not thinking hip flesh, think skeletal structure, so it's right in line with that hip bone. Your top arm is in front of the chest, flat on the floor. It's giving you stability so the body doesn't rock back and forth. From here, flex the foot, and then we're just gonna lift and lower that top leg. So as you do this, don't lift it high so that the hip starts to open up. Stay so the hips are staying square to the room in front of you. And again, you want to come to your starting point, which is that hip bone. So make sure you're not lowering the foot all the way to the floor or bringing the legs back together. Come from your starting point and then lift up to the point you can still keep your hips nice and square. Good job. Stay connected with your breathing. Hold at the starting point, point the toe away. Now here's where that top arm really comes into play. So place that hand flat on the floor, and we're gonna sweep the leg front to back. So as you do this, really avoid leaning forward and back to the upper body. Try to really isolate just the leg. So it's not a quick movement. We're going kind of slow here. And then as you do this, you wanna keep this top leg in the same plane. So just make sure the leg's not going up and down. But it's as if the leg was in two panes of glass. It would not touch them and it could stay right there. We're gonna add little lifts. So when you sweep to the front, lift up about 6 inches. When you sweep to the back, lift up about 6 inches. So you really should start to feel this to the outside of your booty. Again, keep that upper body nice and stable. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Stay with it, come on. You're doing really good here. One more. Bring it back to center. We're going to sweep the leg around so now it's bent. So now your knee and your thigh are at your starting point, and we're just going to lift and lower this bent leg. So come to the starting point and lift it up, and then back to the starting point. So we're not releasing the leg all the way down. We want to keep that tension that we've been building through the outside of the booty to really get that muscular fatigue. That's how we get stronger. So stay with me. You got this. Come on. Bring that leg to a starting point. So now this top hand is going to get involved a little bit. So let's take the elbow so it's nice and bent. We're going to bring the knee to touch the elbow and then extend the leg back. So we're keeping the knee bent at a 90 degree. We're just kind of sweeping it forward and back, pressing through that hand so we're not swinging the body front to back. Everything is staying nice and stable and centered. Keep breathing, you got this. Now you should really start to feel this in the outside of the booty. Come to the front, hold, and we're going to do that little hamstring extension. So extend the leg and then bend it back in. Extend and bend it back in. We're not going to be here for long. I know this one's tough. Last two. Last one. Release and release the leg. Whew. Feel that booty. So what we're going to do is switch sides. So press yourself up, sweep your legs around to the other side, and let's come on to what would be for me the left hip. Again, choose whatever arm variation feels better for you. If that means coming onto the bicep or keeping yourself propped up. Bend the bottom leg, extend the top leg, remember your starting point. Top arm in front of the chest, hand flat onto the floor, and just lift and lower that leg. Keep your hips square to the front, so make sure we're not opening up that left hip or that right hip, whichever side you're on, towards the ceiling. We want to keep everything nice and square. Hold the leg at the starting point. So press that hand so we're not going to sweep the upper body. Focus on the lower, and we're just going to sweep the leg front to back. So press hard through the bottom leg, that thigh, so we're not letting the body fall back and fall forward. We're really contracting and isolating through the outside of that booty. Make sure you're breathing. Try not to hold the breath. I know this is hard. We're going to add those lifts. Lift to the front, sweep it to the back, and then lift again. You got this. Nice job. One more time. We're going to bring it back to center. We're going to bend the leg, keep it bent, and now lift and lower a bent leg. Again, the thigh is just going to come to your starting point, so we're not letting the leg come all the way down. We're building up through that tension. Keep breathing. Stay with it. You got this. Almost there. Okay, so we're going to use that top arm as our target. So we're going to tap the knee to the elbow and then sweep it back. Again, try to keep the leg in the same plane so we're not lifting and lowering. And just make sure the ankle stays in the same plane as the knee. So we don't want the ankle dropping and the knee lifting. We want everything nice and in line. We're almost there. Bring it back to the front, and now we're just going to extend and bend. So this really gets deep into it. Come on, you got this. One more. Sweep it back around and release. Whew. Go and press yourself back up. Have a seat onto your tush. We're going to take the hands behind us with the fingertips facing the body. So bend the legs. So what I want to do is focus on the triceps. So as we hinge back, we're going to reach the elbows back, like trying to get the forearms to touch the floor. Now, if the forearms don't touch the floor, no problem. Go within your range of motion. And how you achieve that is you want to make sure the elbows are pulling in towards one another. So if you have to take them out super wide, don't go back that far. Just stay within your range of motion. It's kind of like a tricep dip, but a little bit more modified. But we're still going to get nice and deep into those triceps, the back of the arms, building strength through the arms. Relax the shoulders. Make sure you're not shrugging here. We want to focus on the triceps, and we don't want to just put tension through other parts of the body. The next time you go back, we're going to hold. Stay for 3. Stay for 2. Press yourself back up. Just like that again. Down and hold for 3. For 2. Press back up. One more time. Just like that. Back for 3. For 2. Press back up. This time back and hold. Stay here. Stay here. The arms are shaking. Don't let the elbows start to flare out. Keep pulling them in towards one another. Really isolate those triceps. Can you sink just another half an inch or an inch? Stay with it. Breathe. Whew. And then press yourself up. Nice job. Pull the arms away from the body. Relax those triceps. Relax your shoulders. Maybe take the head side to side. Awesome job. You crushed that. From here, come all the way down onto your backs. We're going to bend the knees as we set ourselves up for some bridges. So bring the heels towards the booty. Make sure the knees are over the ankles. So we don't want the knees falling off and we don't want them caving in towards each other. Hands are flat onto the floor. Tilt your hips towards the ribs so you feel that lower back connection with the mat. And then just peel yourself up. At the top, trying to get a straight line from your shoulder to your hip to your knee. So you're really squeezing the glutes at the top of the bridge. And from here, we're just going to lower and lift. So just regular bridges. Barely tap the tailbone or the sits bones to the floor before you're coming right back up. Making sure every time you're up, squeezing the booty and really working through the backside. Again, it's all about the hamstrings and the booty. The next time you're at the top, hold. We're going to do half range reps. So come halfway down and back up. Halfway down and back up. Nice job. Squeeze the booty at the top. You got this. Stay with me. Come on. Make sure the knees aren't falling off to the side. Make sure they're still right over those ankles. Hold at the top. We're going to put those two together just like we did in our tabletop. So halfway down and up, and then all the way down and up. Halfway down and up, and then all the way down and up. You got it. Keep the core strong because we want to keep this out of the lower back. We really want to focus on the glutes and the hamstrings. You got this. Stay with me. Come on. Just 2 more sets. You're almost there. 1 more set. This time hold at the top. Don't drop, don't drop, don't drop. Squeeze the glutes. Can you get the hips just a little higher, engaging the backside of the body? Stay with it. Come on. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 vertebra at a time. Unravel back to the floor. Hug the knees into the chest and gently rock side to side. Whew, nice job. Slowly bring yourself back into center. Keep the right knee into the chest, but extend the left leg out long. We're going to hug the right knee into the chest. Pull the chin towards the chest, so getting the upper body off the floor. Now you can extend the left leg if you want to dig deeper into the transverse abdominis, the lower abs, or let the heel drop if it's too much pressure on the hip flexor. But we're going to pull the right leg in twice and then extend everything out. Pull the right leg in twice and then extend everything out. So you want to exhale as you pull in, inhale as you extend, exhale, pull in, inhale as you extend. Nice job. Really focusing on building strength through the core, through your midsection. Make sure you're still breathing. Think lifting the upper body from the chest, not the neck, so we're not adding pressure through the neck. 1 more time, and then we're just going to switch legs. Exact same thing, right into it. Let's go. Remember, you can always float the right foot from the floor if you want to add that little extra level up there. Breathe. One more time. Okay, both legs, so everything extends, hug them in. So as you do this, really focus on keeping the lower back connected with the floor. So if it starts to pop up, take the legs up higher. But if you've got that connection, feel free to take the legs closer to the floor, adding a little extra intensity while keeping the lower back safe. Inhale as you extend, exhale as you contract. Last 3, last 2, Last one, hug it in, release the upper body. Nice job. So we're gonna bring the legs into a tabletop. So you want the knees right over the hips and the ankles in line with the knees. So don't let the ankles fall towards the hips, lift it up. We're gonna bring the fingertips behind the ears. So they're just kind of there as a frame of reference. We're not actually pulling on the neck as we rise up, but we're gonna come all the way up. Keep your left knee into the chest, extend the right leg out. Again, feel free to drop the heel or keep it floating if you wanna level up. We're gonna basically be doing bicycle crunches, but just to the left knee. So right elbow taps the left knee and then left elbow. So just side to side, little basic bicycle crunches. Stay connected with that breath. So we're really isolating and focusing on the oblique here on the left side. So hopefully you feel that left oblique firing up more than any other part of your abdominals. We have 3 more sets and then we're just going to transition right into the right leg. All right, so pull the right knee in, extend the left, right into it. Let's go. Make sure the right knee is over the hip. Make sure the ankle's in line with the knee so the heel's not falling down towards the hip. Stay connected with your breath. You got this. Last 2. Last one. Bring both knees in. Keep it going. Oh, I thought you were going to get a break there, huh? Stay with me. You got this. Again, make sure those ankles are in line with the knees. Make sure you're breathing. Make sure the fingertips aren't pulling on the neck. They're just kind of there for support. All right, we're going to slowly add in the legs. So twisting from one side to the next. Regular bicycle crunches. Slow and controlled. This doesn't have to be speedy here. Really dig deep into those obliques. Make sure the lower back is maintaining contact with the floor. You got this. Come on. Two more sets. Stay with me. Last set. Bring it back to center. Release the upper body. Hug the knees in. Nice job. We have one more abdominal flow. Hug both knees in. Lift the upper body. We're going to extend everything out. You've already been here. You got this. Bring it back in. This time we're going to extend out and do a jackknife. So bring the hands and the legs over the center of the body. Release it back out. Hug the knees in. Full extension. Hug the knees in. Extend and jackknife. Keep flowing through those, making sure you're keeping the lower abdominals connected with the floor. Make sure the upper body is being supported by the chest so we don't have all that tension building up through the neck. To do that, keep looking at the belly button. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, contract. Inhale, lengthen. Nice job. You got this. Come on. We have 3 more. You're almost there. Last set. Hug it all in. Release the upper body. Nice job. All right, release the feet to the floor. Keep your left leg bent, but extend the right leg out long. Point the right toe away from you. Hands are down. Upper body stays down. We're going to lift the leg all the way up above the hip with a pointed foot. Flex at the top and then lower back down. So point to lift, flex to lower. So you're still staying nice and connected with your breath here, flowing through. But now we're really going to dig deep into the quadriceps, the front of the thighs. You might also feel this in the hip flexor a bit where the leg comes together with the hip. If it gets to be too much intense, bend the knee a little bit and maybe just shorten your range of motion. It doesn't have to be so big. 2 more here. Really start to feel that quadricep. The next time the foot is flexed at the bottom, hold. Now we're going to use your left leg as a frame of reference. So we're just going to lift and lower the shin bone length of the left side. So the right leg is moving from the left ankle to the left knee. Flex the foot, pull the toes towards the right shin bone. Really, really activate this quadricep. Make sure you're breathing, don't hold your breath. I know that that's super tempting. One more. All right, listen up. So the right leg is towards the left ankle. Don't drop the right leg though. We're gonna roll all the way up, straightening the left leg and then pulse lifting the right. So watch me first, then join in. Before you drop the right leg, roll it up, extend the left, and then pulse lift the right. Whenever you're ready, get right into it. Roll it up, extend the left. Keep pulling the right toes towards the shin bone. You should really feel this in the quadricep on the right side now. Make sure the hands are in front of the hips, not behind you, no cheats. Upper back is nice and straight and long. Stay for 5, stay for 4, 3, 2, and release. Point the toe. Oh my goodness. You can get the benefit of strengthening through the quads like a squat without the pressure on the knees. That's why Pilates is so great. It's so low impact, but still just as hard as strength training. All right, come all the way down on your back. Bend the knees, extend your left leg. Exact same thing on the left side. So we're gonna point to lift, flex the foot to lower. Exhale up, inhale as you lower. Make sure you're not letting the right leg fall off to the right side. Keep that knee over the hip. We have 2 more sets here. All the way up and down. One more time. Hold the ankle or the leg down so that it's in line with the right ankle. And again, we're just using that shin bone as a frame of reference. So we're lifting and lowering with a flexed foot. Pull the toes towards the left shin bone. And it's lifting and lowering maybe about 8 to 12 inches. Really warming up that quadricep, getting it ready for when we roll up and really dig into it. All right, hold that leg down. Don't let it drop to the floor. We're gonna roll up, extending the right leg and pulse the left. Are you ready? 3, 2, roll it up, extend and pulse it out. Hands in front of the hips, not behind. Upper body is nice and tall. You're pulling the crown of the head up to the ceiling. Stay connected with that breath. Oh my goodness, pull the toes towards the shin bone. Look so simple, does not feel so simple. Stay for 5, stay for 4, 3, 2, and release. Roll it all the way back down. Nice job. Take the arms overhead. Point the toes away from you. Find length in the upper body and the lower body. It's like a good morning stretch. You're pulling everything away from the center. And then slowly release. Hug the right knee into the ditch. Leave the left leg extended. Circle through the ankle on the right side. You made it to the end of your Pilates flow. Awesome job. Express class and you crushed it. Take the hand to the inside of that right knee and gently pull it off to the right side. Open up that hip flexor. You worked them a lot today in the abdominals and in your leg raises. Bring it back to center, kick it out straight. Hug the left knee into the chest and then gently circle through the ankle. Take the left hand to the inside of that left knee, gently take it off to the left side, really open up that hip flexor. Slowly bring it back in and extend. We're gonna do a roll up to come all the way up, so extend the arms overhead. Exhale, lift them up towards the ceiling. Once the fingertips are towards the ceiling, tuck the chin to the chest, press through the bottom of the heels, the calves, the hamstring. Roll yourself all the way up to sit. Cross the ankles and roll into tabletop. Take one cat-cow here, decompressing the spine, stretching through the lower back. Tuck the toes under, lift the sits bones high up to the sky, come into your pike position. Take the gaze back to the toes, walk the hands back towards the feet. Come into your forward fold. Bend the knees soft and roll it all the way up to rise. You made it to your Pilates flow. Thank you for joining. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because we're going to start releasing a lot more of these flows.